what we're doing is we are designing side chairs and armchairs to go with our high-end tables.
Right.
That is what we're doing. So this thing looks kind of nutty.
Yeah, this is the one that we kind of stuck with the armchair that was like really big before. And when we looked at it with lower backs, it looked awkward because it was so large. And Ed threw on these like taller posts and made it kind of like throne-like and intentionally huge. And it really balances out a lot. Kind of like it. But you've got some stuff to put up here.
This was the first one, and I only went back to it because Rich liked it.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Screw.
We're doing top treatments. So we have these long horns coming up. It's like, what do? We like the height of the chair, but how do we sort of decorate the top of it? I hate this one, I think. I'm pretty sure.
I especially hate this part.
Yes.
I kind of like the idea of something being here. Like we could play with some kind of bracket that could look good. It's interesting.
So that's one thing.
Or big rectangles in the middle.
Hang on. So I think this one was supposed to just look like this is actually coming up through. And then we had this at the top.
Oh.
I think I had started it without this at the top, but then I'm like, if you sit down, like my head hits like right on this. I'm like, if you slammed into it too much, you could just break it. So I had to put something at the top.
It's kind of big chair. Big chair.
And it's pretty much what we started with armchair-wise with that real wide, clunky-looking thing. I think that's fairly new. Yeah, I put the shelf back in because
I don't think so. Good enough. What do you think, Grant?
Kind of wacky. I think it's fine, but I don't love it. What do you think, Doug?
Alright, so then we go from that. So I didn't really like the full wide one in the middle. So this was the second variant, where I just split that middle one into two. And I think that still had this at the top.
Better. I like
better.
It better than the wide
Better.
one. It is better.
Better. You know, and what happens if we took this wide one and just made it two thin ones?
Maybe we could look at it. On just the base chair, before we're throwing stuff up here, I do like the wide slab.
Me too.
With the others.
Me too.
And from there, I went straight crown, which I know you're not gonna like because it's the one I like the most, but it's still an option. From there, which I like a lot, I dulled it down, I guess you would call it. And this to me felt like a good combination of everything.
That is a little bit of everything. It definitely looks better with a cap on top than just a bunch sticking up in the air. That's for sure. I don't know if I like it better than just nothing there. 'Cause I'm actually kind of attracted to it just like this, with kind of the tall horns, maybe like a little bracket, a little transition in here. I'm kind of attracted to that form. And I feel like we throw something up here, it's got to be like a plus. And I'm not sure if it's a big plus. A couple pluses that you did add that we talked about, which I do like, is we added in the shelf at the bottom, which the original ones didn't have. And then you also threw on the arch at the front rail. It's much better than just this straight square kind of lame apron. It's those like little details like that that can really make it add up to something a lot nicer. Looks like a throne. Like it really looks like a throne. I think like the overall proportion of the chair is pretty strong.
I like that top a lot.
I know, it's kind of growing on me too.
Oh, that made it better. Huh. I don't know if I love it though. Still kind of ugly. What do you think, Ian? You have good taste.
Oh yeah?
I think he does. What's underneath the blanket?
This is my version of the side chair armchair.
Okay, so this is another armchair. All right, let's see it. Ready? Oh, yes. Interesting.
So the idea with this one is people want sets of chairs. We like the side chair, but if people wanted armchairs, they might not want to get the side chair and then like a real big throne chair, which is, you know, pretty different from the side chair. So we wanted to find something that would go really well with the side chair, so you could get a set. I like this.
Yeah.
This like splay action we got going here. That's good. I like that.
Yep.
Because we're like married to accessories in here, I feel like the arms are still like big in proportion to the chair. I wish this was like a little bit smaller, but I don't know how much more we can bring it in and still have this work. It's always the hardest when you're getting close. The one other spot in this chair that bothers me a little bit, and I don't know what to do about it, is sort of like this kind of negative space shape right here.
Look at it from the back, it looks just fine.
It does look better from the back.
She's got a nice ass on her. As everything stands now, I'd love all three of these chairs. I'd buy them all.
Maybe this doesn't even matter because maybe what Ed has under that blanket will completely change the game.
So, Ian had the cantilever arm idea at that one point, and I couldn't let it go. I made an arm. It doesn't go with this back, that arm. So it's like, I need something that does this, like a tree. And I'm like, what the fuck? We already have a tree.
That is so stupid. What? You like the Wyrmwood chair? Come on.
I think this belongs in that. I don't think anybody's gonna buy 8 of these. I could see buying 6 of these and 2 of this for the end.
I think Hunter's right. Because this is so stupid. We should put all our dumb ideas on one chair. We should take this and put it on this ridiculously tall chair. Just scale it up. I would make this thicker, and then I would have that whole area be the Wyrmwood tree.
I think that's gonna be a production nightmare. All this is gonna have to get sanded by hand.
And then scuff.
And then scuffed.
Is that true?
I think we should also get some actual Wyrmwood swords made that occupy the negative space inside the tree.
No, that's where your backbone goes. It actually feels really nice to have another.
No, you're all wrong. We should get this fabricated out of like plate steel, cut out with a laser. If we make this out of actual wood, like this is plywood, if we make this out of actual wood, it's gonna like break. Make it out of like thin plywood and we can spray paint it like black so we think, oh, it's like metal or something, right?
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
The next day.
So we got the wood top on the bench.
This bench currently only comes upholstered. So this is the Crazy Ed wooden seat.
On the Gulliver bench, the seat is smaller than the frame because of the way the hinges work.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, this is wide.
To get it to open with the hinges we have now, I had to put holes in the skirting.
That's not right.
Well, and that's why I was looking at other hinges. I have some other tweaking to do.
Well, let's see.
But I mean, as of now, I mean, it does what it needs to do. I think it needs a third one. The springs aren't quite strong enough.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How do you feel about putting a seam here and having 2 seats? So you can like open up like one or the other.
Not at all against that. If you got an upholstered seat, it looked just like a couch. You know, when do you ever have one solid couch cushion? I could make a double one.
Let's try it out.
Oh yeah, it ain't gonna.
Get that butt shot. There it is.
Start twerking on it.
I'm absolutely a twerker. Dougie twerking is best twerking.
But
It's just flat. It doesn't. It's just flat.
Last week when you guys said who buys a bench with a non-cushioned seat, I'm like, everybody. Most of your benches that you ever see in day-to-day life don't have a cushion on them. Park bench, court bench, church bench, any other bench.
I guess so. Let's see the latest armchairs.
I didn't get anywhere with the armchair because they were adamant about carts, but I got the new back to the throne on.
Kind of trying to hate it. That's actually kind of nuts.
Right? And it feels good. Sit on it.
bubble butt.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Surprisingly comfortable. Because you'd think it's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
Do you know how much Jason is going to hate this design? And do you know how happy that makes me? Let's see what Josh. What do you think of the Wyrmthrone?
Excellent. I love the tree.
How do you feel?
For me, it leans back too far. It's not uncomfortable as far as the way it feels. I
So
prefer
you want
to
it,
sit
you
up.
want it up a little bit more. And does it still have the side drawer?
Yep. And you have extra storage underneath.
I don't know, like, I'm ready to call it. I'm ready to call it. Surprised we got to this point. This is not the sort of thing I would ever design. Ever.
Is it too much for you? Like, just
Oh, it's
too much?
It's way too much.
From the beginning, the throne was supposed to be like, all right, you don't want to be that flashy, but you love Wyrmwood, so you buy the side chairs and the armchairs. But for someone who really, really loves it, why wouldn't you?
Here's where I'm at. Let's get the side chair into production. Let's kill the Diana, kill the Gulliver, replace it with our side chair. And when people are like, well, where's an armchair? We can be like, it's in development and here's some pictures of it. I think we're done.
What you don't want to do is buy an armchair.
Yep. I mean, don't throw them away. Maybe we'll revisit it at some point. But I think we're done.
Whatever.
I don't know, Ed. You did it. I don't know how you do it.